First of all, I did see a screening of the film, and I really, really enjoyed it, especially because it looks at an area of the military that you don't usually see. So what was it about this story and this particular element of the military that drew you to it, that made you have to tell this story? And also for you specifically, like what, since it is such a unique view of the military, how did that change your approach, if at all, to how you shot it, how you approached it?
I think you actually nailed it. Like the same reasons that you maybe, came into seeing that movie is the exact same reason that I was attracted to it, and that is unique opportunity, female Marine, not a story we hear about a lot. K-9 unit, again, a whole world that I knew nothing about, and that was both of those were, huge opportunity to be able to tell maybe a story you think you've heard, or tell something that's sort of couched in a war movie type environment, to tell that in a different way, because we have these two different protagonists and agents, telling the story. So, and also that opportunity to have people who've never connected or understood that world as much suddenly find like an entry point into, accessing a story like this.
Yeah.
So that was all very exciting for me.
Awesome. And what about you? What made you decide to have to do this project?
Well, I mean, for the same reasons, and I've never seen a story like this before on screen. I was so excited to read it, and I was surprised that it hadn't been told yet. So, I just sort of jumped at the chance to portray her.
Yeah. And how did you come to Megan's story? Like, how did that drop into your lap?
Well, the script was sent to me. I had worked with the producers years and years ago on something else, and luckily they thought of me to play her, and I read it and knew I had to be involved. And when I read it, Gabrielle and I have been friends for a little while now, ever since I saw Blackfish, and I just thought of her instantly to direct this, and so that's kind of how it all started.
Now, you mentioned, female Marine. That's something we hardly ever get to see. And usually when we see, like, women in the military movies, it's always about, like, the problems they go through. So what did you learn about, like, women in the military through doing this project? And was there anything that surprised you about what you learned about Megan's experience and the experience in general?
For me, it was watching Megan and knowing and meeting Megan, and realizing that when we told the story, we're not only talking about a female Marine, we're talking about a female Marine in a very elite unit, the K-9, and she is a kind of a leader in that world. So that, like, when I have that line in there where you say, sometimes we're in front of the front lines, that to me just struck such a chord, because I'm like, here you have this woman who's there amongst this, in this world, and she is basically clearing huge swaths of land to make it safe for everybody behind her. That's, I don't know, seeing someone in that situation in the military take charge like that, really very cool and exciting to be able to tell that story.
Yeah, it totally blew my mind as well, that specifically. And then when we were actually doing those scenes and seeing, all the flags everywhere of
And everything goes to, like, everything, all the actors, but in the real scenario, they have to consult Megan, like, can we advance? Can we do this? And she's like, hold on.
The responsibility, I think, that she had, is just really almost impossible to wrap your head around, I think.
Exactly.
Awesome. And what has Megan's response been to the film? Has she seen it yet?
She's actually here.
Oh.
Yeah, she has seen it, and she text messaged me right after she saw it, and I think it was quite surreal and emotional for her.
Yeah.
As it was, it was surreal and emotional for me to watch it, because it means so much to me, and it was such a emotionally demanding film.
Totally.
But so for her, I can only imagine.
Yeah. And I just have to ask, because so much of it involves this. You're clearly a dog person. You have your dogs here with you.
Yeah.
What was it like working with the dog on set?
A dream.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I could work with that dog, maybe not all dogs are the same, but but it was. I thought it was amazing, and there's something about having an animal around that, like, sort of puts people at ease. You know, it connects. I feel like it connects people. So for me, it was. I always kind of felt a little bit calmer and safer when he was there.
Yeah.